Hi, it's Kim from Blank Page Muse. We do rubber stamps, which I'm sure you're aware of. We've also recently bought another company called 𝐰𝐢𝐭𝐡 So we have two rubber stamp companies, altogether probably 4,000 different stamp images. So I bet you can find something you like. Again, it's blankpagemuse.com and 𝐰𝐢𝐭𝐡stamps.com. Today I have a really fun, fast little project. You're going to use some leftover scrapbook paper, and then you're going to need a paper punch, whatever you have. I'm using a 1.5 inch round circle, and just some paper, brown papers, and whatever stamps. And then we're going to put it all together and make a fun little garland. All right, let's go. Okay, today I have a really fun little quick project. I want to make a paper garland with you. And there's one I just did for an example really quick at the beginning here. It's a great way to use up your scrapbook paper. Maybe you have a small piece and just odds and ends papers we collect from doing backgrounds, whatever. It's a fun way to use these up. One of the parts I'm using are the paper bags. It's a paper bag that I use to send out the stamps in. And I'm just cutting it up. And it's another way to dig out maybe some supplies you haven't used in a while. I'm using my paper punches. I have a 1 inch punch and a 1.5 inch punch. I'm going to use some stamps. These are some of our new border stamps, and I'm going to stamp them on the craft color paper just in black, and then I'm going to cut a bunch of circles out of the scrapbook paper, and then I have some sparkly gems to put on at the end. So again, it's just a really fun little project. You can use it to decorate a mirror. You can make it more seasonal and put it on a tree or branch, whatever you want to decorate with. It's just a fun little thing. So let me scoot some of the stuff out of the way, and let's cut some paper punches out. And I'll set this here. We'll do the gems at the end here. All right. There's one of the sheets. I've already cut a couple out. Let's see if I can keep these from blowing away. And all our papers are double-sided. And let's see. I just love the idea of a paper garland. It's so much fun. Paper is so much fun, and I always accumulate a bunch, and it's really, you hate to throw them away, so this is a good way to use some of them up. And I'm just going to cut these out. And I love these two-sided discs. These are just so much fun. And I have that. I do a few more. Set them aside. You could do a lot of different things using seasonal colors, whatever you like. Whatever you have. I have actually a paper box full of backgrounds and leftovers. It's a great way to use them up. But today I wanted to play with some scrapbook paper. There's a real grungy patterned one. Let's see. Get some of this really nice blue here. And a couple more from this one. Okay, I'm going to set the bigger punch aside, and I'm going to do some of the smaller 1 inch ones as well. And I know sometimes I do this to see exactly where I'm going with it. Just turn it over. Okay, I've got a couple of the different sizes, because then again, we're going to take and make a medallion to go on to the string, and you could match them however you like. Okay, so I'm going to put the circles that I cut out beforehand on the paper here. And this is going to be fun because it's going to be very random. I'm going to take the stamp, I have it on the acrylic block here, and I'm going to ink it up. And then I'm just going to stamp over these circles as they're loose on the paper. They're going to stick like that. It's fine. I'm just going to let them drop off. And I'm going to stamp some of the other ones. And I just have all these wonderful little stamp details here. Let's try another stamp. How about? This is kind of a holiday sheet. I'm going to put these back on here. And I've got some little snowflakes here. Let's play with that one for a minute. Now we're just going to put some of the circles back here randomly. And that paper kind of sticks to the acrylic block, so I may have to just kind of move them around a little bit. And they're overlapped, it's fine with me. Just putting them down here, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp right over them. And I pick up, that's fine. It'll drop off. That's cute. And I just love stamping on craft paper. It's so much fun. And there's still enough ink on there. Let's get another impression. There we go. So you can do this with any sort of stamp you have, whatever you want to do. You can make a little border. Use your border stamps, mini stamps to decorate these. And I'm going to set those aside. Then I'm going to take some of the circles, the scrapbook paper ones, and decide which side I'm on the outside. Take one of the paper ones. I'm going to take a pen and the thinner paper one. I'm going to just press it in the middle and kind of push it up and gather it up so it looks kind of wrinkled. Just cup it. There we go. And I'm going to get several of those ready. Oh, there's two of them there. Let me separate that. I think this is definitely something fun you could do with in a group or even with kids, making some garlands like this. I know it's not new, it's just fun and maybe you haven't thought about it in a long time. Neat way to use some stamps and paper. Okay, I think that's enough to get the idea of where I'm going with this. Okay, I'm going to set those aside. I have these, and I'm going to have this string. I have strings, just little twine that I found at the dollar store. You can use any string you want, any ribbon, anything at all. And I'm going to go through and put the circle I'm going to space them out. I'm not measuring it. It's just going to be kind of random. And let's do the hot glue. Put a little dot of hot glue on there. Just because it's faster and sets up quicker. Then I'm going to put the string in the middle of the dot. And then take another circle and overlap it. Just match up the halves as best I can. Push it down so that it gets the string in both pieces of paper. Then we're going to go ahead. I'm going to put a small one in now just for a little size variation. I'm going to put it in here about there, I think. And then press down another one right on top. And then just keep going and adding on. Pick your sides of the paper if it's a double-sided. It's nice on a heavy spool so it doesn't roll all over my desk and get away. And if you really wanted to make this fancy, you could do some embossing on these with your stamps and some embossing ink and maybe a gold powder. That'd be really pretty. Make it sparkly. There's so many ways you can decorate it up. I'm gonna do a couple more of these and then put the little flower paper portion on top. Hot glue threads. I don't know how to get rid of those. If you have any ideas, let me know. Okay. Alright, now I've got a few of those done. Now I'll go through and attach the little paper flower. For that part, I'm just going to use some regular 𝐂𝐤𝐭𝐡 tacky glue. And just put a little dot right in the middle of the circle. And then take one of my papers and glue it right in the center. I'll do that. I'm not going to do it on the tiny one. I'm just doing it on the bigger 1.5 inch circle. And there's that part. Okay, let me scoot these away. And I've got this garland started. Now I'm going to go through and put the little sparkly sticker rhinestones in it. I have this sheet and I'm just going to pick them up. They're adhesive, so hopefully it sticks. And I don't have any special tool. I just pick them up with my fingers and stick it right in the middle. And then once all the glue is dried underneath, then I'll come through and kind of, you know, adjust the shape of the little brown paper a bit. Sometimes I like to put a little extra glue under these because the adhesive they come with, sometimes like this one, it came off on the back. So just to make sure they don't fall off or anything. And stick it in there. And I'll do one more real quick for you. You could even use a bigger rhinestone on it. You can use any size, whatever you have. Look in your stash and see what you have. It's kind of just a stash buster today. And there we go. That is the start of a nice garland. You can make it as long or short as you like. And I like because when you hang it, it's going to kind of spin with the weights of the flowers on there. So it'll kind of twirl and it'll be a lot of fun. And that's it. That's all I have for you today. Thanks so much. Have fun. And if you make these projects, share them. Share them in the Scrapbook Expo fan group. Want to see what you made. Okay? Thanks a lot. Have a good day.